Hey guys, it's Tyler. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I really just wanted to show you guys how I keep track of my bookkeeping and my finances for the boba bus. So if you have like a small business or a food truck, then this is going to be a really easy way to manage your finances. And I am not an accountant at all whatsoever. And so if you are an accountant, this video will not help you. This is pretty much for beginners and dummies like me who don't really know how to do accounting. But honestly, this has been an amazing way for me to keep track, and it helps me do my taxes as well. It helps me know how much I made. And so, yeah, it's really easy and it's free. So this website is called Wave Apps. And unfortunately, there is no app for it. So you do have to go on the website. And so we're going to go ahead and create an account. And I'm going to use this email and then put in a password. And once you go ahead and sign up, it's going to take you to this screen. So just fill in everything here. And for this, we're going to put sales and next. What would you like to do in Wave? So we want to organize books. How do you manage your accounting? Just choose whatever you want to choose. If you have employees, then it's going to be a little bit different. I have never had an employee, so I'm just going to click I don't need to run payroll. Under a year, LLC. Do you have a business bank account? Yes. Credit card. So you will have to put in your phone number so that I can verify your number. So once you get everything filled out, this is where it's going to take you. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to add different accounts so we can keep track of like where the money is coming from or why we need to spend this money. So go to menu, go to accounting, chart of accounts. And now this is just what it's going to look like before you add anything. So as you can see on the top, there's assets, liabilities, income, expenses, equity. So we're only going to be changing the income and expenses. So first, let's go to income. So it says on here, product sales is one of your forms of income. And then it says sales. And so product sales would be like for retail, if they're buying like clothes from you. We don't actually need that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to sales. And as you can see, it says it's a form of income right here. And the name is sales. Now, if we wanted to change the name, we can click on it and we can write, for example, boba tea sales, if you want to be more specific. And then you can write in the description, sales from selling boba tea. All right. And then you can click save. And so for product sales, so let's say you sell, a dessert item like cookies. So you can put on here, you can put cookies or cookie sales. And then you could put sales from cookies. And now let's say you sell a couple more things. You can click add new account, income, account name. Let's say you do sell t-shirts. So t-shirt, and then you can just write like t-shirt sales. Save. All right, so you can add as much as you want. So let's move on to the expenses. So it gives you a pretty good list of expenses already. And so some of them we're going to keep and some of them we're going to change because I haven't figured out how to delete these. And so what I did with my business was I literally just went in and edited each one and just changed them to things that I use. So let's see, advertising and promotion, where, if you pay for advertisements like on Facebook or ads on Instagram or anything, you're going to want to keep that. Computer hardware, maybe you have computers. Insurance for your vehicle, you're going to use that. Meals and entertainment, you're going to use office supplies. So for example, like it says rent expenses. So because we're not renting, because we're a food truck, you could change that to event fees, because event fees is kind of like renting a spot, sort of. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's click on edit. And we are going to change this to event fees. I'm not going to change the descriptions right now, but the option is there. So let's go over some of the other things. So we have vehicle repairs and maintenance, which you're going to use that if for us, we've gotten a new tire. We had our issue with the water cooler, so that's where I put those expenses. We are going to have equipment. And so I'm not sure if there's one on here, but I'm just going to add it. So this says telephone landline. So we're definitely not going to use that. So let's edit that. And now all these are going to be operating expenses. So let's change that to equipment. So this would be like your refrigerator, your sealing machine, your hot water boiler, all that kind of stuff. So let's do, is there a copy and print on here? Basically for, if you get a menu printed or even just get like flyers printed or anything like that, you're going to want to put it under copy and print. That could be similar to office expense, but I would rather just create a new one. Okay, so let's go ahead and change computer hosting. So copy / print services. All right, so we have advertising, we have event fees. So something else is furniture and fixtures. So a fixture is something that can be removed from the truck. And so if you get like stools, if you get like a table, things like that. So let's go ahead. First, I'm going to check it, make sure it's not already on here. Meals, professional fees. All right, so I don't see it. So let's go ahead and add it to where it says internet, because I use my phone for an internet, so I don't have internet on my truck. Okay, so we're just going to write furniture / fixtures. Save. Okay, so we're going to make sure insurance is on here. Licenses and permits is a big one, because when you're first starting your truck, you're going to have to get tons of permits and it can get pretty expensive. So you're going to want to keep track of that. You can add a new account on here. And you can just type in licenses, and permits. So it is an operating expense, and save. And so we're going to do one more, well, it's already on here. So vehicle fuel. So I put gas on mine. I changed it to gas, but it's on there. All right. So the good thing is, as you think of more things to add, like my list is a lot longer than this. So as you think of more things to add, you can easily just add them. The last thing we're going to add is our food expenses. Now, food is going to be cost of goods sold. So food is not going to be an operating expense. So basically, it's everything that's actually being sold to the customer. So for example, like your refrigerator, that's not being sold to the customer. What's being sold is the boba tea, the food, the powders, the milk, all that kind of stuff. The ice, even the cups. So you can click on add new account and you can type in food costs. All right. So this is going to be, and you can type this in too. So we're going to do ice, milk, sugar, powders, puree, etc. All right. Now, we can also add another one under cost of goods sold, and this is going to be for the cups, and it's going to be cups, straws, and sealing film. So that's everything that the customer is actually getting. So that's cost of goods sold. All right, so that's all we're going to change right now. We're not going to do anything with all this other stuff. And now we're going to go to menu. And you're going to go to accounting transactions right here. Now you can connect your bank. And so if you use a debit card or a credit card and you only use it for business expenses, then everything you buy is going to show up automatically. I have just been doing them by myself manually. I've tried to do that and it just doesn't work for me. And so what we're going to do is add manual transactions. So today is August 1st. So I'm going to be using old receipts, but I'm just going to make up when I bought it. So let's say we bought our truck last month on July 1st. Okay. So I'm going to write, food truck purchase. All right. So I'm going to keep this at cash on hand, and it's going to be a withdrawal because it's not income. And we are going to put that as okay. So I was going to type in vehicle, but we don't have a category for buying the actual food truck. So we can add a new one, and it's super easy. So it's an operating expense, and we're just going to write vehicle purchase. Save. All right. So let's say we spent $10,000 on this car, right? On this food truck. So hopefully if you spent that much, you should have a receipt, and you're going to upload a photo of it right here. Once that's done, you're going to click save. And now you can see right here, it says we have a transaction on July 1st for $10,000, and it was a food truck purchase. Okay. So now let's say we are going to purchase a refrigerator. So we purchased it, let's say July 8th, and I'm going to write refrigerator. It's a withdrawal, and the expense is going to be equipment. So you just type in equipment, and it's right there. Now, I actually have a real receipt from when I purchased mine, and it was $1,645. Now you can write a note if you want. And then I'm going to upload the photo. So here's the photo. I just double check the price, make sure everything's good, and click done. And so it uploads this and it just attaches your receipt to your purchase. So you never have to, save your receipts because they're all on here. And now we're going to click save. All right, so right now it's saying all accounts and it's saying how much we spent total. So right now we are in the negative. So we're a negative 11,645 because we purchased these two things. So let's go ahead and go back to menu. And you're going to go to reports at the bottom. And you're going to click on your profit loss statement. So it tells you your income is 0, your cost of goods is 0, your operating expense, and your net profit. And so this is what I use when I do my taxes. So this is the form that I use, the profit and loss statement. All right. And this is really cool because as you start selling, eventually this will be in the green. And when it is, it's just the best feeling. So always keep looking at that. So let's go back to our account transactions. So let's say you go to Walmart, which is what we do a lot, and we buy, food and milk and all that good stuff. So you're going to add expense and choose the date that you purchased it. And I'm just going to write, you can write like Walmart. You can write food expenses. I'm going to write Walmart. And I'm going to put it in as food costs. Now I'm going to look at my receipt, one of my receipts. And it is $123.79. So I'm going to upload it and I'm going to take a photo. And you just take the photo right there, use photo, and that's it. It's so easy. And this is why I'm doing it on my phone, because if you were doing it on your computer, then you'd have to take a picture and email it to yourself, and I don't have time for that. So it's just way easier to just do it on your phone. All right, so let's go ahead and add 2 more Walmart receipts. So let's say we sold Saturday, we sold Sunday on the 30th. So this is actually just a couple of lemonades. So I'm not going to write lemonades. I'm just going to still write Walmart because we buy so much from there. But if you want to keep track of specific things, you can, but it's going to be difficult because everything's on one receipt. And so then you'd have to split it. And so I just put it all into food costs. All right. So the lemonade was $5.89 and it is a food costs. Upload receipt. All right. And now I'm going to do one more. And so again, this was sugar and ice and waters. So add expense. So let's say this was on the 31st. And we went to Walmart. It was food costs. And this one was $35.92. Take photo. All right, so we're going to upload that and click save. So as you can see, now it is at $11,810.60. So that's all of these expenses that we've done so far. So you're going to have a lot of those, especially when you first start. We spent over $16,000 on ours. And so seeing that number is definitely scary. But this, you have to keep track of it. So don't be scared. Sometimes I get anxiety and I'm like, I don't want to look at that. And there's been weeks where I'm like, I'm not looking at that. But then I realize, it's okay to be in debt. That's why we're doing this business. Like, we have to go in debt in order to make money. You got to spend money to make money. So just make sure you're keeping track of every single thing. All right, so let's move on to our income. So let's say we sold on on July 29th, okay? So I'm going to write, you can put sales, you can put where you sold. So that's usually what I would do, is write where I sold. So let's say you went to Peach Festival, okay? And this time it's a deposit. So it automatically already put deposit because I clicked that it was income. So the income is going to be boba tea sales. And so if you're using Square, what I would do is I would click on reports, and it tells me how much I made on the card, and then I would count all my cash and add that up. So let's say we made $750. Now we don't have a receipt for that, and so we're just going to click save. So now you can see that it added on July 29th, it added this $750 income, and it tells you where. And it's also in green. So let's go back up, and our $11,000 went down to $11,060. All right. So let's go to reports, and let's go back to that profit loss statement, because I love looking at these. And now it says our income is $750. Our cost of goods is $165 because this is the food that we purchased. And then our operating expense is still the same as it was before, but our net profit is a little bit lower now. All right. So now you can see why I like looking at this, because that big expense is mostly from your food truck itself. And so you're not going to be spending that much money anymore. So you're really going to be spending this much money. And so this is going to go down. The more events you do, like, this is going to go down. So let's go back to the transaction page. So accounting and transactions. So let's say you do a catering job. All right. So July, let's say we did it on the 30th. And so I've done catering at the college before. And so I'm going to write college catering. And now let's say, so the category, actually, it's not going to be, you can put boba tea sales, but you can also change it to catering. You can add it. And the account type is income. And just write catering. So let's say we charge them $2,000. All right. So if you had like an invoice or something, you could upload it right here and then click save. So now it's saying that we had a catering gig we made $2,000. So look at how much it went down. So once again, you can go over to your financial statement, profit loss, and now it shows you your total income, your cost of goods, and your operating expense, and your net profit. Now, because we did a catering job, the cost of goods is going to be more. So you're going to want to make sure you keep track of not only your income, but your cost. So every time you go to the store, even if you just go and get Sharpies or something, like, keep track of everything. So if you get like Sharpies or sticky notes, that's going to be under office supplies. Just try to keep track as best as you can, because down here, you can actually see the details. So this is super, super cool too. So it's showing me my boba tea sales were $750. My catering was $2,000. Total income is $2,750. The food cost is $165, and it shows you your gross profit. So if you've been selling for a while, it's really, really cool to just see where the money is coming from or where the money is going. So down here, it says equipment, vehicle purchase. So you'll have a bunch of different things on here, and you can kind of see like, wow, I'm really spending a lot on this one thing. So what can I do to make that less? So yeah, that's honestly pretty much it. I don't use any of this other stuff because this is all I need. I do my taxes. This is the form that I go by, and it's super, super easy. And yeah, just make sure you're keeping track of everything and uploading all of your receipts. Once you upload the receipts, you can get rid of them. It's just that easy, guys. So let me know if you have any questions or if you need me to clarify anything in this video. But this is a super easy way to do your own bookkeeping. If you're not sure how to do accounting, this is extremely easy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you learned something. Thank you. Bye.